This is Catherine. Welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. This is your weekly reading for December 4th to the 11th. We're taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I do suggest that you take a look at your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs throughout the week as well. So for those of you that are seeking a personal reading, or perhaps if you're interested in purchasing one of the Organites that I do make, as many of you know, all of the Organites that you do see in my videos are made by me. And all of my links are below. So this is for my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website. You can contact me through any of those links. And don't forget our live show, 1 o'clock p.m. Saturday. So this is where we're going to be doing some mini readings. It is not full readings. I just want everybody to, be aware of that. They're not full readings. They are mini readings. And you can come and join on Saturdays for those. Now, I do want to apologize that I was not able to appear this Saturday. So what happened is I actually was opening a box and I had a little bit of an accident, if you can see the Band-Aid there, with an X-Acto knife. And it took a couple of stitches and yeah. So anyway, I had planned to appear and then that happened and I ended up having to go to the Medi Center for a few hours, and unfortunately I was just unable to do the videos or unable to do the live. But if you had joined on our last live show, we did talk about the Organite giveaway. So I am going to be giving away this Organite, and this is actually fairly much out of the mold. I just actually brought it out of the mold on Saturday. I was going to present it at that show, but this is going to be the Organite we're going to be giving away. So now the rules behind this, okay, are very simple, but there's going to be no exceptions. All right. So first of all, the first rule is you must be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. This is going to be absolutely crucial. And I need you to send me a screenshot. If your name, sometimes when you subscribe to YouTube, it does not show up as a subscriber. So I do need to have that possible screenshot. And you can send this to, again, either my, I would say actually my Facebook page. That's at Oracle Intuitions. And that's probably the best way. For those of you that don't have Facebook, you can send it to my Instagram at Oracle_Intuitions. Or if you really need to, you can send it to my Gmail, which is oracleintuitions1111.gmail.com. All right. So there's 3 different ways to send it. Just to show me that you have subscribed to my channel. The second is that you need to be subscribed to either my Facebook page. All right, you need to be a follower on Facebook, or you need to be a follower on Instagram. So it's not only just YouTube, but it needs to be on another social media platform, which is either Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so there needs to be 2 subscriptions. Also, this is how you get your name into the draw. So every time you share my YouTube channel, all right, and it's just very easy to do. You just press the share button and you can share that directly to one of your social media platforms. Every time you share the page, and it has to be a public share, not, private messaging or anything like that. Every time you share my page, every time you share my YouTube channel, your name will go into the draw. So it's it's very simple. All you have to do is send me the screenshot. So send me a screenshot of you subscribe to YouTube and to either Facebook or Instagram. And again, for every share that you put publicly and send me the screenshot for, your name goes into the draw. All right. So I'm going to also put the details down below into the description box for anybody, who's a little confused by how I just explained that. But then on Saturday, Brandon and I are going to do a live draw for this. You must also be watching Saturday. So if your name is drawn and you're not, in the chat, then we're going to have to move to another name. All right. So these are all the conditions. And all right, I hope that made sense. I hope you guys have an amazing week. We're going to get right into the readings now. Take care and many blessings. Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading for December 4th to December 11th. We're taking a look into the energies of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I do suggest you take a look into your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs that appear on my channel throughout the week as well. All right, and if you haven't watched the intro, please go back and do so, because we do talk about the Organite giveaway, which is going to be this Organite, and we're going to be giving it away to someone on our Saturday show at 1:00 p.m. Mountain Time. But you do have to listen to the instructions how to get your name entered into the draw. All right, so let's get into it and let's see what is coming through for Aquarius this upcoming week. All right, so for the mind, we have sacrifice. What can you let go of? All right, for the body, we have perfect acceptance, beautiful energy. And for the spirit, we have it's all in your head. Okay. Yeah. You know, here's the interesting thing, Aquarius, is what I really feel coming through. I do feel that there are things that you're hanging on to. Now, this could be, you know, appearing from perhaps watching something on social media. This could be some sort of perception that you've placed onto yourself from the past. It could have to do with an individual. It could have to do with a group of people. It could even have to do with just a situation in itself. What I'm getting here is it feels like the past is the past, let it go. Okay, the past is the past, let it go. Especially with this perfect acceptance coming through. I almost feel that for some of you, and again, this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but do take the messages as they resonate with you, is what I'm getting here is it almost feels as though if you're seeing something, it's almost like, well, of course they're doing this, you know, like maybe somebody is having some sort of interaction, you know, with somebody on social media, or again, you know, this could even be with career. Maybe you're seeing a coworker talk to the boss and you're kind of in that place of, well, of course they're doing this, or, you know, in the past I've wanted this promotion, but now this person is kind of pushing their way through. And it's almost as though you're putting an assumption onto someone or something, okay? And I feel like this isn't an all-around generalization. I do feel like this might have to do with one particular situation. And what Spirit is asking you to do is to really take a look at it. It's really all in your head. Okay, so even though the perception might be appearing as though things aren't maybe perhaps in the best place in some sort of situation, whatever it is, Spirit is saying to you, look at, you know what, take another perspective at it, take another look at the situation. Is it really like that? Or, you know, maybe maybe there's qualities of it, okay, but is it really as bad as you're thinking that something is? And this is what I'm getting, and I feel like this is something to really work on and release this upcoming week. Now, again, this could be past, present, or future energy. So for some of you, you might even have gone through this energy and you're in that place of acceptance. Okay, this is what I'm getting. You're either about to get into that place of acceptance or you are in that place of acceptance. And what acceptance means is it's not saying that everything is absolutely perfect, but you're also not bringing the past back in. You're accepting the past for what it is. What is it that you can let go of? Okay, the sacrifice. Are you sacrificing something, your own happiness, perhaps even somebody else's happiness, perhaps your own peace of mind, perhaps, you know, again, just are you sacrificing even an assumption? All right, maybe it's time to let it go is what it's saying, because it really is all in your head. Now, again, saying that, you know, it doesn't mean like everything is perfect, everything is, you know, coming up roses perhaps or whatever, but you know, it may not just be as bad as what you're perceiving it to be. Okay, and that's where you need to take a look. It's almost like you're bringing the past into this present or perhaps even future moment, rather than just saying, okay, you know what, yeah, this person did something in the past to me, but do I need to put it on to this next person? Or maybe perhaps it's within one person. Yes, they did this in the past, but you know what? People can change. People can essentially grow up. People can have, better ethics, better morals, all of that. So are you still placing something onto somebody because of past behavior, or again, with maybe perhaps a situation? All right. So what Spirit is asking you to do is to look into your mind. What can you let go of? And the interesting thing is, here's the part that sometimes shocks us, okay, is that when we're hanging on to something, it can feel comfortable to hang on to it because we don't want to let go of it, simply because of the fact that it can be a safe place to be. All right. Rather than just letting it go and kind of just accepting for what it is, we tend to hang on to things simply because of the fact that, it's not that they feel good or they don't feel satisfactory, or, they even feel satisfying, but it's almost a little bit of fear about heading into the future without hanging on to something or someone. And this is what Spirit is asking you to do, is to let it go, open up new doors, and allow those, whatever this situation is or whatever the elements of that situation is, to just close the door on them. Take those steps forward. Have that acceptance for, yes, this happened. It was what it was. It's, it's done now. It's all good. Move forward, because I do feel that something is coming in from the past, bringing it into a future state, okay? And we need to let that go. So let's get some clarification and see what is coming through. Now, I did hurt my finger. Again, if you did watch the intro, you see that I cut my finger on the weekend, so I'm trying hard not to bend it. So if it looks awkward with me shuffling these cards, it's because it is. But I do have faith that Spirit will bring through the messages that need to come through. All right. Those were just turned around and I didn't want to take them. All right. So let's see what is coming through here. And I hear to shuffle one more time. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, sacrifice. So it's the end of a cycle. The end of a cycle is basically with this World card coming through. What is it that you can let go of? End that cycle. This is exactly it. Once you end that cycle, you really are opening up new doors, okay? And it doesn't mean that sometimes the past can't still affect it, or that it's not going to come up. But we are going to have a different reaction to it. We're going to have a more peaceful reaction, maybe perhaps just within ourselves, all right? So Spirit is asking you to end that cycle of whatever it is. Whatever you feel that you are hanging on to at this time, it's time to let it go. Just end it. Yeah, we've got this Six of Coins. It's time to balance out your emotions. I do feel for some of you that this could have to do with giving more towards something or someone than perhaps you are receiving. Okay, when we've got that Six of Coins coming through, this can talk about giving and receiving. It can talk about, charity, or giving part of our time or part of our energy towards something, but it's also about receiving. And what I'm getting from Spirit here is, not only should you end the cycle of sacrificing. Now, here's the interesting thing. I do feel that for some of you, perhaps you put energy towards something or someone it's almost in an effort of sacrifice. Okay, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. But what happens is we get worn out. We get tired, right? Because we're not maybe perhaps seeing that energy back in return. And with that Six of Coins, I feel like, Spirit is saying to you, you know what? It's okay to not only give, but it's also time to start receiving. So if you're putting more energy towards something, but you're not receiving that energy back, maybe that is the cycle that needs to end. All right, maybe that is the cycle that needs to be done with. Maybe that's the part that you are sacrificing. Maybe you're sacrificing your peace of mind, or even your well-being in some particular way, simply because of the fact that maybe you're being too generous towards something without receiving that energy back. Let's see what else. Yeah, Ace of Wands is coming through. It's like, it's almost as though once you start doing that, once you start allowing the energy to come to you, it brings about a new sense of passion. It brings about a new sense, perhaps even within a person. Okay, maybe perhaps once you stop giving to a particular individual, you start noticing the changes within that element. Okay, you start noticing that they're coming towards you. You start noticing that they're starting to, give back to you, where this isn't going to be such a burden to you anymore, where this isn't that self-sacrificing, behavior as well anymore. It's kind of like, I'm just going to put this into a romantic relationship because I feel like that might help. Sometimes we give and give and give to people. Are you okay? Can I do anything? What do you need? Whatever it is. Okay. And we tend to just keep giving. And Aquariuses can have a very, very humanitarian heart. This is a part of their nature. All right. They want to see people happy, not only within themselves, but within other people. And sometimes they will go to great lengths to sacrifice their own, happiness or well-being in order to create that humanitarian effort towards, again, maybe perhaps an individual. What I'm getting here is once you pull back, okay, once you pull back and you stop that, I'm just going to keep giving, even though I'm not receiving. Once you pull back from that, you may start to see that energy change. You're going to maybe start seeing where that passion is coming now towards you, that element of being able to, for them to start giving to you. Maybe you were giving too much, again, towards a particular thing or towards a particular person, that there was no room left in order to give back to you. And that's something to really think about. Okay, because that can happen. So take a look at that Ace of Wands. Where is it that you need to let go of things? Where is it that you need to maybe perhaps just being so, it doesn't mean that you can't be generous. No one's telling you not to be generous, but just watch the energy. Are you giving too much without receiving anything in return? Or are you just the one that's giving? Okay, and that's something to take a look at. Look at this. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming through. So it's interesting because I do feel that change coming in. Okay, we also have that perfect acceptance. So what I'm getting here is that perfect acceptance is really saying, look, allow yourself to receive. Once you start allowing yourself to receive, you're really going to start seeing things on a different perspective. You're going to start seeing them and receiving them on a different level. It's almost as though we have this perfect acceptance, and it's like allowing yourself to accept somebody else's help, somebody else's generosity, being able to accept even that compliment, or maybe perhaps somebody saying, are you okay? Without trying to, cover it up or hide it and say, oh yeah, it's all good. Meanwhile, inside you're breaking, or maybe perhaps you do need somebody to talk to. Because again, that Aquarian nature can be very, very much that giving nature, that humanitarian nature, where it's almost like you don't want to burden people with your problems. You don't want to burden people, with your own situations. You're there to listen. But then sometimes you may find that people aren't listening when you truly need it. Or maybe you're giving, and somebody isn't there to give to you at the same time. Now that you're closing off a cycle, or about to close off a cycle, or, Spirit is asking you to close off a cycle, what you're doing is you're allowing that room to start receiving, and you're going to be able to receive things with a perfect acceptance. Okay, it's like accepting something. It's like receiving something in that is going to help you with your own spirit, your own soul, your own, lifting those burdens is what I'm receiving here. So look at that, the Five of Cups. So interesting that this is coming through, simply because that Five of Cups again can really denote, that sense of sadness, sense of, depression, burden. And again, if we're giving and not receiving in some way, it can bring you into that state of unhappiness. All right. Maybe you're looking at past situations and saying, well, I keep giving and I'm not receiving back. And it puts you into this state of, well, I'm just not going to give any more. Or I'm just going to, be in this state. I guess I'm just a giver. It's almost like a poor woe is me, behavior in some way, without it really being a poor woe is me behavior, if that makes any sense. It's like, kind of having that in the background of your mind. It's like that subconscious thought that can prevent you from, actually giving when it's needed, as opposed to just giving to, basically everybody. the interesting thing is with this Five of Cups is that she's really paying attention to the 3 cups that are overspilled. What she's neglecting are the 2 of Cups in the background. All right, the 2 of Cups that are still over, that are still full. 2 of Cups in the tarot talks about love, talks about unconditional love. And I feel here is that if you can give something with a sense of unconditional love, absolutely do so. However, if something is becoming a burden, or if you're not receiving some sort of energy, in return, and it's just weighing on you simply because of the fact that maybe you even got yourself into a cycle of continuously giving, maybe it's time to take a look at that. Get yourself out of this and take a look at that unconditional love. And it's also about receiving unconditional love, not only giving. So allow yourself to receive that in some way as well, whether it's from spirit, whether it's from yourself, whether it's perhaps, from a particular individual. I feel like the energy changing and wanting to come towards you rather than you being the one just giving. Yeah, we have the Devil card. It's interesting because it's all in your head. And now we've got the Devil coming through. So what does the Devil talk about? He talks about obsession, possession. He can be very manipulative. So you might be looking at a situation, or perhaps in some way you've got yourself caught into a situation where there is this type of energy coming through. Now, I do feel that for some of you, and for many of you, what it's basically saying, you might even be looking at somebody that they're in this energy. Okay, maybe you're the one that's thinking, they're just being manipulative, they're just being this, maybe you're obsessing over it. And again, it's all in your head. All right, so maybe it's time to take another look at that situation. Take that step back, take another perspective, take another look at it. Really look at it from that third party type of energy. It's basically just stepping back and seeing things from both sides of the coin, rather than just looking at it from your perspective. Because I do feel it's all in your head. The Devil really talks about chaining, okay? Like somebody is chained up here. So it's really you that is chaining yourself. It's chaining yourself with these thoughts, or with perhaps your actions or behaviors in some way towards a situation. And it's time to break those chains. And again, take another perspective at it. Take another look. Look at that, 3 of Swords coming through. Whatever this is, it's bringing you sadness. Okay, we've got this 5 of Cups energy. We've got this 3 of Swords energy. I'm really getting here that things are not as bad as they appear. Or maybe perhaps you're just bringing in past energy because there's a fear of moving forward in some way. Or there's a fear of letting go of the thoughts within your head. You're scared to let go. And again, it may even feel like a sacrifice of some sort to let go. Maybe you're so used to being in that energy that it's hard to release it. That it's a comfortable place. And I know that sounds weird, but when we're in an unhappy place, do you ever talk to negative people? Those people that are like, say you might say it's a beautiful sunny day, and they're like, yeah, I'm just waiting for the rain, or it's not going to last, it's going to snow, whatever it is, right? You know those people. And it's like that with every conversation. So you really don't even want to bring anything up anymore, simply because they're going to turn it around and make it negative in some manner. And I feel like this energy, again, towards a particular situation is what's coming through. It's almost as though, maybe perhaps a particular individual or a situation could start to change, but you're almost not ready to let go of it. You're not ready to see the happiness that could come in, behind it. It's almost like, let's say, again, going back into a romantic situation, maybe perhaps your person of interest is starting to come through, and they're starting to message, and they're starting to text, and they're wanting to go out and see you, and they're wanting to spend time with you, and they're trying their hardest, and you might be in that energy of like, yeah, but, last time they only did this, and this is only going to last a day, or maybe perhaps, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, or whatever it is. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what Spirit is asking you to let go of, because a lot of that is just in our minds. Here's the interesting thing, though, is the more that we stay within our minds, the more we're actually bringing things into reality. So if that's the behavior, or the thought, or the mindset that you're actually carrying around at this particular moment, you're going to start bringing it in from that energy of of where we're keeping it within our subconscious into the 3D realm. And this is exactly what Spirit is asking you to let go of. So start really taking a look. Where is it that you're having those negative or possessive or even to some degree manipulative thoughts within yourself? And what I mean by manipulative thoughts is that our subconscious can be very manipulative with us, okay? It tends to, our brains themselves can turn situations from something positive into something negative. And that's what Spirit's asking you to let go of, is to stay within that positive realm. So if something good is coming through, look at it within that positive mindset instead of getting yourself into a place where you're just expecting the worst. Start expecting the best, okay, is what I'm getting here, because this new energy wants to truly come through. We've also got that High Priestess coming in. So here's the thing. I feel like using your intuition instead of getting into your mind and staying within your mindset and staying within this perhaps negative this negative non-reality. Start using your intuition and really take a look at the situation and say, is this really how it is? Close your mind, close your mind and open your soul, open your heart, and really take a look at the energy that's coming through. Sometimes we get so lost within our minds that we're not letting our intuition truly show us where that next step is, or where the path is leading, or even to open those doors that we want to, start heading through. So Spirit is asking you here to really take a look at it. Is it really in your head? Or use your intuition and be guided by your intuition at that time. Allow yourself to be guided by Spirit in moving forward. So let's take a look at relationships and see what's coming through. So we're going to be pulling 3 cards for relationships as well as 3 clarifiers. Remember that relationships do not need to be romantic. They can be friends, family, and co-workers. Take them as they resonate with you. They can also be a relationship within yourself. So, and I feel like that one. All right. First card coming through. Find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. This is exactly what we just talked about, okay? It can't be more clear. You don't want to keep bringing those subconscious thoughts into reality. So if there's something that you're hanging on to, it's time to let it go, because you want to start changing your reality into something more beautiful, something that is going to be more, enjoyable, happy, all of this coming through. It says here also, when the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Okay? Because again, that devil energy coming through. We don't want to hang on to things that are, manipulating our mind or are chaining us down just simply because of our own mindset. It's time to let it go. Talks about a mother's love. A mother's love is reaching out to you at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that the special bond of love can never be broken. So for some of you, this may have to do with a mother element of some degree. This could have to do with a mother, a grandmother, a mother figure of some sort. Maybe even you're a mother at this point. What I'm getting here is that it's time to nurture yourself, okay? When we have that mother's energy coming through, it's very much like the Empress within traditional tarot. It really talks about taking care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves. Maybe perhaps some of you, this is a message from somebody who has passed over, so take that as it resonates with you at this time. But what I'm getting here is that this is more about nurturing yourself. Really, again, not putting those burdens upon yourself about giving. Allow yourself to receive. And it really does talk about, what does a mother's love do? You receive a mother's love, okay? For the most part. I mean, maybe not everybody had a good relationship with their mom. But again, this is just talking about the nurturing element of this card. Soul power. Always remember, you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is a true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. Interesting energy, because I do feel here that, again, that giving type of element, or maybe perhaps hanging on to something from the past. It's not doing your soul any good. What I'm getting here is that Spirit is trying to change a situation in some way. It's time to have that, again, different perspective, or that different outlook on, you know, the final of what it is that you're wanting to create, that final outcome. All right. And I feel like this is Spirit's path to create this, or to help you develop this in some way. And it's really saying, you know, change your perspective, look at it in a new light, stop bringing the past in, you know, to the future or into your current present moment. Really, this is not helping your soul. And I feel that for some of you, this even might have to do with a soul partnership in some way, shape, or form. It feels as though there is a another soul perhaps that wants to come towards you. And again, take that as it resonates with you, okay? But it almost feels, especially if this has to do with relationships, maybe it's time to take a step back, nurture yourself, and let that energy change, okay? Allow that soul relationship to come to you, whether this is an individual, or maybe perhaps you haven't met that person yet. Take it as, you know, it's, take whatever aspect of that is at this time. Maybe perhaps for some of you, this is even having to do with a mother element. All right. So let's get some clarifying cards. Yeah, simplify your life, eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. What I'm actually getting here is it's time to unclutter your mind. All right. For some of you, maybe it does have to do with your home or house, or maybe this is just a way to keep your mind off of things and to start nurturing yourself. If you're looking at your space, all right, is your space healthy? Is it in a place where you're feeling organized and you're feeling set within yourself? Maybe that is something that you need to declutter. But what I'm really getting here is that finding your center. I feel like simplifying your life is more about simplifying your mind space, your mental space at this moment. Ways of prosperity. Yeah, new abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you. Know, like I said, I feel like Spirit's trying to bring you something. And again, this may have to do with a, you know, possible romantic relationship in some form, but you have to allow it to come in. You have to remove that clutter in order to start really seeing that prosperity coming through, that abundance. And we have synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. You know what the interesting thing is that when Spirit comes through with synchronicity, when we talk about synchronicity, you know, this could be, you know, you might ask a question, or maybe, you know, you're curious about something and you really start seeing, you know, the clarifying answers to it. It's like looking for a recipe of bread, let's just say, and all of a sudden you see all of these recipes showing up on your social media, how to make bread. That's sort of an asynchronistic event, all right? Take it as it resonates with you. I'm just using bread as an example. But what I'm getting here is, you know, Spirit is trying to show you these events. They're trying to open up your mind, time to give you a new perspective. And again, it's all in your head. So whatever you were hanging on to that was in a more negative connotation, Spirit is asking you and trying to show you the more positive signs of life. It's going to be up to you to see them at this point. And like I said, I do feel like something is trying to come through in the manner of a relationship in some way, but you're going to have to allow it. You're going to have to start seeing those positive signs showing you the way towards it. So let's get some closing messages from the universe and see what is coming through. Okay, closing messages from the universe to close off the reading for Aquarius, December 4th through to the 11th. I feel like this week is going to truly empower you. I feel like it's going to bring just a new insight to you. And again, following your intuition rather than your mind space is really going to make that difference for you. You're going to start seeing things a lot, not only more clear, but just in a different manner. Like that one. All right. Look at this, visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. Interesting thing, we already had that synchronicity, but we also had the high priestess coming through. So again, using your intuition towards this. For some of you, you might be very psychic. Maybe this is the time that you're going to start getting more visions. Maybe this is the time to start focusing in on the visions that are coming through to you in order to help guide you. This could be in the matter of dreams. It could be in the matter of, lucid dreaming. Maybe perhaps for some of you, you are astral traveling, but I do feel that this is the time to really truly use your intuition as opposed to staying within the mental space. All right. And we have the soul cage. Look at this. So rescue, escape from captivity, and restriction. How do we remove that place from that mental space? Just as I said. It's time to use our intuition, time to really focus in on our body. What is our body saying? What's our intuition saying? What is our gut telling us? Are we just hanging on to these things because we're fearful of letting them go? It's time to remove them. Time to start looking things at that new perspective. So I truly hope that this has helped, Aquarius. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like, please share my video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you 1 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Mountain Time Saturday for the Organite giveaway. Plus, also, we're going to be doing mini readings that day, and have an amazing week. Take care and many blessings.